Lesson 5. You're back for more. Postulates and congruents. So learning target, I can use postulates and identify congruent segments and angles. Postulate. A postulate in math is something that is taken to be true without proof. So it's something that doesn't need to be proven. We just accept that it is true. A theorem, however, is a statement that has been proved to be true using operations and facts already known. So a theorem is something that's been proven because we couldn't just take it as fact, and we can prove that using postulates, using definitions, and using other mathematical properties. So in math and geometry, two postulates we're going to use are the segment addition postulate. So if we have 3 points, A, B, and C are collinear, so they exist on the same line, and B is between A and C, so as pictured, B is in the middle of A and C, then AB, so this piece right here, plus BC, this piece right here, is equal to AC, the whole piece. Which would make sense, because if we have two segments that are touching, and this piece was like 7 and this was 13, then the whole thing would be the sum of that 20. So the same thing applies to the angle addition postulate. So the angle addition postulate states if D is in the interior of ABC, so we have ABC and D is in the middle, so we have adjacent angles. Then this angle measure plus this angle measure equals the whole angle measure. So that's our angle addition postulate. Let's practice. So example, given that angle ABC is a straight angle, so straight angle, remember, is 180 degrees. Find the measure of angle ABD and the measure of angle DBC. So we have this straight angle, so ABC, and D is in the middle. So we know that these two angles are going to add to 180 degrees. Kind of like how we practiced in that linear pair supplementary angles. So we know that 5x plus 10 plus this other angle, 2x minus 5, is going to equal 180 degrees. So let's solve that equation. We have 5x plus 2x is 7x, and 10 plus negative 5 is positive 5, equals 180. Undo plus 5 with minus 5 on both sides. And we get 7x equals 175. And then undo times by 7 with divide by 7. And we get x equals 25. Now, we weren't just told to find x, we were told to find the measure of angle ABD and the measure of angle DBC. So to do that, we need to plug that value of x back into our expressions because the measure of angle ABD is the measure of this piece right here. So we need to plug x into 5x plus 10. 5x, so 5 times 25 plus 10. 5 times 25 is 125 plus 10 is 135. So we know that the measure of angle ABD is equal to 135 degrees. Now I'm going to leave you to solve for the measure of angle DBC. Once you figure it out, you can check your answer on the next slide of the Pear Deck activity. Next piece is just some last little vocabulary. Congruent segments, line segments that have the same length. We talked about this a little bit, but just wanted to refresh. So congruent segments, we use little tick marks to mark that they're congruent. We say that their lengths are equal. So to talk about segments' lengths, we just use the two letters. So AB is equal to CD. So if this was A and this was B, and this was C and this was D, and we knew that AB was 5 units long, then we'd also know that CD was 5 units long. And then we say that the segments are congruent. So our symbol for congruent is an equal sign with a little squiggly on the top. Congruent angles, same concept, just with angles. So it's two angles that have the same measure. So here we know that angle ABC is congruent to angle PQR because they both measure 53 degrees. So two ways we can write that. If we want to reference their measures, we would say the measure of angle ABC is equal to the measure of angle PQR. Or we would say that angle ABC is congruent to angle PQR. That's all the notes for this extension lesson. So go ahead and complete the practice problem.